All right. Good morning and welcome everybody. This is Youngstown's Talk Channel. In studio today, we have Mike Case. Mike, welcome.
Good morning. Hi, how are you?
Good. So first off, let's talk softball game first because
why?
because you were on the
I was on the
enemy's
team. The enemy, yeah.
The enemy's team.
Boom Boom's team.
Yeah. So how was the experience?
I thought it was fun. I was really worried that I was going to get hurt. So I did a lot of stretching that week.
Okay. All right.
But I've been, my daughter plays softball. My son plays baseball, and they're still in high school. So I pitch and catch with them all the time. So I knew I could throw it around a little bit, and I knew I could catch the ball. I was worried about running and hurting myself, but it didn't happen. So I was very happy with that.
All right. Do you play sports like outside of that? I mean, when's the last time you played softball?
It's been a while. I used to do the slow pitch thing. I used to play an adult baseball league when after 30 and all that stuff, but now it's just golf. Every once in a while, I'll go skiing with the girlfriend and her kids, but other than that, it's just golf.
Skiing. I've been trying for the last couple years to get good at it. I suck so bad.
It's not easy. It's not easy. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you tell everybody your story, where you came from, and what you're doing now?
I grew up in Talmadge, not too far from here, about 45 minutes, and went to St. Vincent St. Mary in Akron, and then I went to John Carroll in Cleveland. I wanted to play baseball in college, and I wanted to go into broadcasting. So it was between that and Worcester. They were both recruiting me, but Worcester just seemed far away from the Cleveland stations. John Carroll seemed closer, and they were a little less serious about their baseball, which I liked because I knew I wasn't going to be a pro baseball player. So that's what I picked. I went there. And they didn't have a TV school at the time, like other schools, like OU's got a great one. Kent State's fantastic. We didn't have much. So I got an internship at the Akron station. We used to have an ABC station in Akron. It was called WAKC, Channel 23. And I interned there for free for about 3 years before I finally got an opportunity to actually get hired. And I was on the air while I was an intern, but doing stories and things like that, because small stations are always looking for help. But I never really got hired. I got hired as a part-time sports and news reporter. 1992, something like that. So I had to wait another year out of college. I was waiting tables at Chi-Chi's for a little while.
Yeah.
And then, which may come back. You never know.
I saw that. I saw that they might make a rebirth.
It's a lot of talk, and everybody's excited about it, but so far. So I worked there for about, I would say 4 or 5 years. It was right when the Indians got good. Remember that? Right in 92 to 97, 8, that area. And then one day, our station got sold about halfway through. There was a local family that sold it. And then that company sold it again. And they just canceled everything. They just fired everybody, canceled all the newscasts one day.
No kidding.
My sports director called me and said, "Hey, when you come in today, you don't have to dress up, but bring a big box and clean out your stuff." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't have a job. All of us didn't have a job. Like some of the guys and gals went up to Cleveland and worked. But there's only so many sports jobs, and I wanted to be a sports anchor. And there just weren't any. So I kicked around, did some games on TV for Akron U, or it was called Sports Channel Ohio back then. And then ended up down in Cincinnati working for my dad for a little bit. He owned an insurance territory down there, and then came back to Channel 43 and Channel 19 in Cleveland as a sports producer, and then wanted to get back on the air, and then ended up in Youngstown. And I got back in Youngstown 2001. I want to say. So I accepted a job in Steubenville to be their weekend sports anchor, but then Channel 21, Dana Balish, the whole gig, they were doing double coverage sports, 2 people at once. And so they hired me to do that during the week, which was better. And I didn't have to move, which was even better than that. So I just kind of commuted back and forth. So
when you got started, the barrier entry, was it tough to get in and be on air?
Yeah, because if you look at a TV station, there's 2 or 3 sports guys. That's it. And everybody wants in to be one of the sports guys. There's around here, if it's Dana and then Mike Ackelson, and then you have a reporter. That's kind of how it goes. You have a weekend guy, you have a weekday guy, reporter. And so it's really hard. Nobody leaves. And if they do, it's the reporter guy and he goes someplace else. Those other guys are pretty ingrained into the community and things like that.
So is it more luck, or do you have to like play the game in a certain way?
I think you have to play the game.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of luck to it. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Pat Saunders was at Channel 21 before me, and he quit and went to Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a job there.
Right.
He wasn't going anyplace. And I would have been in Steubenville, and my story would have totally changed. So, but I always think if you keep trying, if you really want to do it, just keep doing it. I don't know why people give up so early all the time. And I get it because you want to make money, but I didn't have a full-time job till I was in my 30s. And that's hard. That's hard on a lot of people, but I was lucky to have parents that helped me. And so that's how it worked out.
Do they usually take like internal producers and people who are working other like reporting jobs?
Every once in a while. Like now there's way more jobs because there's the internet. Back then, you didn't have a multimedia producer and things like this, these awesome podcasts they had. So there was only so many spots. And if it's a small station, they don't have a ton of money to spread around. So you didn't have a million producers and a sports producer. Like Cleveland has sports producers. In Youngstown, you are the producer. In Akron, you are the producer, and you're the reporter, and you're the anchor, and you do the whole thing. So it makes
there's so many times where we were doing an interview and the person that did camera operations, doing the interview and everything was the same person.
Right.
Like this patch one where when I was a kid, it was a whole team that would come out to you.
Absolutely. We'd have a camera guy. It was so different back then. And I kind of liked it better. I don't know. I like that era where the 6 o'clock news is on and then there's nothing until the 11 o'clock news. And that group goes to 6 to 6:30 and they go to dinner and then they come back and they work on the next show. I like that a lot. But now there's a 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you know what I mean? And then there's a 7 o'clock and there's a 10 o'clock. And I get it because it's free labor. I mean, the station has people working. Why not? Why would you want to pay for an Oprah show when you could not pay anything and have the people that are already working do a show and sell all those commercials? Yeah, so I get it.
Yeah, and they're competing with media where you're getting news feeds all day long.
Right.
And so if your local stations are only doing twice a day, you're getting most of your stuff from the internet or that news feed.
It's totally different. I mean, on your phone when something happens. And so like back when we were starting, and you're about this era, I think too, if the news didn't show up, it wasn't even really a story. Like if the newspaper people weren't there or the radio guys weren't there or the TV people weren't there, there was nobody taking video on their cell phone.
Right.
Now everything's a story and everybody's got a cell phone and everybody's taking shots and video and pictures. And I think that's better. It's just different. So now, I don't know, like if somebody didn't take that picture of the Hindenburg, it wouldn't be the same, right? You wouldn't have any idea how that transpired. But now everybody's got, you see a deer on a piece of ice in a lake, and there's a story. Like all of a sudden, that's a story, and I think that's better. And I think I think more things come to light now that they would have never happened before, which is good. And that's kind of the job of the media, to bring things to light. But I like that part, but there are other romantic parts about the old days that I just loved.
Now, what do you think that does? Like when you can have someone who's not formally trained, doesn't go through the courses, and is able to grab a microphone, go in the field and do reporting. What does it do to the sort of like the standard of reporting? I
don't think there's a standard anymore.
No.
It used to bother me. And it still kind of bothers me because my girlfriend's lovely, but she'll be on TikTok and she'll say, "Oh, well, this guy said," I'm like, but that's not an expert. He's just a guy that's trying to say outlandish things so that people hit the like thing. Right. And that's the guy's job. I mean, you get it. He's making money and he's doing a good job, but you have to still listen to some experts here and there, or these people that are reporting on the Menendez case, or every day they have a different update. It's just some guy in his kitchen or whatever. It's like, you're not reporting, you're just
regurgitating,
spewing something and then throwing an opinion there. So that kind of stuff does kind of bother me, I guess. just as a person that was trained to be, but that's just, an old guy crying about stuff.
Now, what do you think happens to traditional media in the coming years? Do you think it completely gets replaced by new media stuff? Do you think they become the same thing?
I think we'll always have morning news. I think morning news is becoming more important to people than later in the day. Like by 6 o'clock, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's an older audience that tunes in to watch Dave Sess or Bob Black back in the day. Like they would say, well, who do you watch? I watch Bob Black. They don't even have the TV station. They just know I watch that guy or whatever. But those people are going to end up phasing out. But I think the morning local news is always going to be great because people want to know what the weather is going to be, even though they know what the weather is going to be. And you and I know what the weather is going to be because we just tapped it on our phone this morning to see what to wear. There's always going to be the morning anchors and the morning weather person. I'm sad to say I don't know about sports because I'm a sports person. I don't know how much of that will be there anymore, but there'll always be that. I don't know if there'll be a noon news much longer, maybe. But again, it's free. Like you have people working that shift. You might as well just put them on the air. It doesn't cost the station anything and you can sell commercials and make money on it. But by the time the 6 o'clock show comes around and the 11 o'clock show, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm just interested what you would think too.
Yeah. Well, like you mentioned, if you're 40 and above and you poll people and say, who's your favorite news anchor? They'll be able to come up with a name.
Absolutely.
You ask anybody below 40.
No.
They have no idea who's on there. So every one of those people are replaceable with another person that presents well.
Absolutely. And it doesn't really, people have such short attention spans now that it's really hard probably for them to even watch the news. But the good news is it's people don't DVR it. So you can sell a commercial in there and know people are going to watch it, which is great for the TV stations, I think. But it's like a ball game. You're not going to tape the Browns. You're going to watch the Browns with your friends. So when those commercials pop up, you're going to see the commercial and that whatever that message is going to resonate. Same for the newscast. That will always be good. But as far as the streaming and all that other stuff goes, then now you got to worry about these targeted digital commercials and all that stuff. So it's a different world, but it's got to be better, right? Or they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. My fear though is that, when we commoditize real talent, like when we watch the same news anchors because we trusted them, we got to know them, we knew them as a person, we knew what they were telling us is true. And when we commoditize it, like it could be anybody who delivers that. We don't know their name. And so the information and the people now are just a transaction. And, I don't really watch TV. I mean, very rarely do I even watch the broadcast at all. Everything I get, whether it's FMJ, KBN, WITV, I get their news articles on social media 100%.
Right.
Gets delivered to me. So I'm guilty as everyone else as, we like what we want when we want it, not waiting until 11 o'clock to watch the news or Jay Leno or whatever. I'm not on a time schedule when it comes to TV.
That's true. That's true. And I'm on a show now called Valley Spotlight. It's on Sundays, 10 o'clock, if anybody wants to watch. And that part and they do a great job. Lauren Lindvig is fantastic. We have a producer named Ron Flaviano, and then Lauren's husband, Fred, is great too. They do a great job of not only putting on the show, but they take the stories, kind of break them apart from the show and just put those on social media here and there. And that is so important now for people to see stuff and get them excited about your product that it's totally changed the game. And it's all about those clicks. I was talking to a guy from a local station. I won't even tell you the station because I don't want him to get a bad name because some people might not agree with this, but they told me that they don't even care what goes on TV. They just want it on their website. That's the most important thing is their parent company said, listen, the website's the most important. Get people to go to our website and click on this article. And that's way more important than the news. And I was like, wow, really? Because that's all we cared about was putting stuff on the news. But Things have changed. It's
wow. What about integrations in AI? So much is it able to be replicated with a non-human being? Does that
like the voice? You could have somebody's voice,
video, voice, news presentation. That aggregation happens automatically.
I'm halfway. I wouldn't even say halfway. I'm part of the way there. If at Avalon Golf and Country Club or at the Grand Resort, like if we have to do a press release or something like that, AI does it in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You just write down the keywords and they will do a press release. Then you can tweak it, and make it the way. So that part is great. But it used to. Now I'm not the one regret I have in life, if I have a couple, one of them is not taking typing in high school because I don't type well. And no sports guy types well. We all type with one finger. If you watch them, you're like,
but you're fast with that one finger.
Super fast. These 2 fingers are fast and my thumb does the space bar. It does. But I would have to. So when you go out and get a story, you get all the sound bites. And then I have to transcribe the sound bites or write them out because closed captioning requires that you see what people are saying, which makes sense. But it takes me a while to do all that. And then I would have to take the sound bites and then I would have to formulate a story. And then I would have to write the story, insert the sound bites, and then I would have to voice track the story. And then you would take that and then they would go edit it. With this AI now, you don't have to do any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They can transcribe everything. They can write the story for you if you want to. All you do have to say is write a 1 minute and 30-second package about this, this, and this. And here's the sound bites. It's done. It's crazy how amazing that stuff is.
And you can even deep fake yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So you read 100 different words. It gives you a list of 100 words that you read into the system. You put some videos in all angles. You type up a script and it'll have you reading that script.
It's my voice.
Video, your voice in the video. And then you never even have to record it. It's just generated.
That's unbelievable. I guess it's better, right? It saves time. That is I loved going out and doing the stories. Putting the stories together is a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought, but that if I had that, wow, I'd probably still be doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, you never have to have the inconvenience of having a perfect shot. It can generate the perfect shot,
right?
Endless backgrounds, like it's exciting, but at the same time, you're like, oh, those were people's jobs for a little while,
right?
Only going to be replaced by computers.
I know, and it makes me sad. We had at Channel 21, we had all these different buttons and stuff in the control room. And now the computer does almost all of it. Now, luckily they kept all the people and the people have jobs, but there was an audio person that would turn your microphone off and on and stuff. Not anymore. It's all computerized and stuff.
Now, are you a tech head? Do you get into?
No,
not at all.
Well, no. I'm not good at technology. I'm not savvy like people. I give up. I get angry. I like my mom, but a younger person like that.
Get off my lawn, Mike.
This computer doesn't work. That's how I feel. And I'm so far behind. Like I'm at work and something goes wrong with my computer. I have to go ask. Luckily, we have a great lady there named Holly, whose husband is an IT person. So I'm like, hey, can you help me? I can't send this attachment or whatever. I'm just so bad at it. I'm so bad.
So back to Valley. How'd you get involved with Lauren?
So when I was there, I was doing the evening sports with Dana. I think 5 years, 2001 to right around 2006. And they said, listen, we're going to move you to the morning show. And I said, do we have a morning show? What time is that on again? And they're like, yeah, you have to be here at like 4:30 and we're going to make you the reporter. And I said, I don't know if I want to do that. It turned out to be the best thing for me because it's a totally different audience. And like in sports, sports people watch the sports. And if you don't like sports, you don't really care about the sports. On the morning show, like if people tune in, that's a group that's watching, and it could be young kids in the morning. It could be an older person. It could be a mom. It could be a dad. It's not just that certain person that watches sports. So it worked out really well. So I jumped to the morning show. It was Scott Schneider, Lori Lahosky, Susan DeLeo was there, but she was helping breaking me in. And then Frank Marzullo was the weather person at the time. And eventually Lori had to go. She had her husband had a couple different, he's a chiropractor and he had practices in Phoenix and stuff. And so she was going back and forth. And so we needed a new morning show anchor. And so Lauren came in and it was great. And we were excited to have her. And so I was trying to, when you have somebody young come in, I always think it's your job to kind of help them, not only show them the community and stuff, but help with like little certain things. Just be yourself, that kind of thing. Because when you start doing it in a new market, you can do anything you want. So she did a really good job of just coming through and I don't know, being part of the community just like that. So I don't know when she came. I want to say like 2007 or 8, maybe. And then eventually Scott left and then I was on the desk with her. So we were a team for a while, and then she quits the news after a while and starts her own media company and then started the show. And then I ended up stopping doing the news and working at Avalon. And then she said, well, we should start a show together. So we do. She buys the time and we fill it with the commercials and the show, and we do it on Sunday mornings.
Beautiful.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we can do anything we want. No news director's telling you what to do or how long to make it. So you
creative control.
Right. If your story in the news business, if a story is a minute and a half, that's almost too long now. Well, now we go 3.5, 4 minutes because it's a good story and people have good stories to tell. So especially in this area.
Are you a Browns fan, by the way?
I am.
Yeah.
I grew up loving the Steelers.
Okay.
Like love. That's all I cared about. Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Lynn Swann. And then right about 8th grade, Bernie Kosar showed up and ruined my life ever since.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm still mad at him a little bit. But yes, I know I'm a Browns fan. So
what are your thoughts on the preseason?
Probably Super Bowl champs. I say that every year. They're undefeated, and I don't see there's no stopping this team.
None.
Nobody could beat them in the preseason. I think it's just going to carry right over to the regular season. And I don't think they want to be good like this year. I think they're just fine with 3-4 wins and getting that other draft pick.
Everybody's saying that. That hurts my heart so bad.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I don't normally say this, but they're in a better position than the Steelers right now. The Steelers are in that purgatory where they have such a good coach. They're always going to win 8, 9, or 10 games. They're always going to pick 20th. They're stuck. They're stuck. They're never. Here's my theory. You want to hear my theory?
Yeah.
This you should just shut the microphone after this. Here's my theory. In the NFL, if you bet at all, and I don't bet much, but every spread of the game is 6, 7, 8 points or less. Almost every game before the game starts. Vegas knows what they're talking about. So that means to me that every game is going to come down to one possession, 1 or 2 possessions. And you have to have a quarterback, I think, that can take your team on that 2-minute drill and score at the end of the game. And you can close your eyes right now and you can think of the guys, like when they have the ball, you're like, oh, that's game. They win. They're good.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah. Brady.
Yep.
Roethlisberger in his time. Aaron Rodgers in his time. Now it's, Stafford. God, those kind of guys.
Yep.
Like, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott sometimes. Those guys are going to do it.
Yep.
And if you don't have a guy that's going to do it, Mahomes. Like if Mahomes is down 4 points and they have the ball, they're going to win. Kansas City's going to win the game. So you got to have that quarterback. You have to have that guy. The Steelers are stuck. They may have the guy this year. I'm not sure how Aaron Rodgers is going to do, but they're always going to pick the 4th or 5th best quarterback in the draft because they're too good to pick higher and they're not bad enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're kind of stuck. The Browns are in a good spot, really, if you think about it. If they do it right and the right quarterback comes out and they stink this year, which they're probably going to stink. So I don't mind. I'll ride Joe Flacco as long as we can ride him. And then, then play those other rookie guys, see what you have. And then go into the draft next year and get the best darn quarterback you can get. They tried to do it this year.
If you had the scepter and all the quarterbacks that are either available or we have in our quarterback room right now, who are you going with?
Well, on the team now?
Yeah. Or available.
It's Flacco until he gets hurt or they give up.
Okay.
And then the rest of them can stink. I don't really care.
Okay.
And then I want that kid from Texas to come out. And then we draft him number 1, and I'm set for the next 15 years.
You got the scepter. I think that's a good plan,
that's
actually.
My plan. Why don't they listen to me more?
I have no idea. But, my fear is that they're going to be in a position to get a quarterback, and they're not going to be able to sign the offensive line or the defense, our star players in that direction.
It's made, the NFL's made so that if you have a quarterback on that rookie contract, that 5-year, that first round 5-year contract, then you have to kind of win in that 5 years. Like, that is how it's made, because they're cheap. Once they get to that 5th year or 4th year, and then you got to re-up them anyway, then they get super expensive. Then you got to start dropping the other guys, like you're saying. Then you don't have money for the linemen or whatever. So starting next year, they'll have like a 5-year window to get good and really good. You got to be really good. And then you got to kind of hope the Ravens aren't as good and the Bengals drop a little bit. And then you might win a division one of these days.
All right. Give me your opinion on Shedeur, because everybody's got one and I want to hear yours.
I'm surprised, I don't care. I mean, I hope he does great. I hope he's fantastic. I think he hurt himself in the draft because he was a little bit. I don't think those reports are made up that he was a little bit pompous. I think if you hear it from multiple franchises, that I think that he thought a little too much of himself, and that just angered people, and they sent a message, which is really wrong. But I'm glad that it's weird to have 2 first-round draft pick quarterbacks or second, you know what I mean? 2 drafted quarterbacks. That stuff doesn't happen. But I think he's going to be fine. I wish that Gabriel was a little bit taller.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing, man.
6'2", 3, 4-inch quarterbacks like that, and I think that's what Stefanski likes too. By the way, I think that's why he likes Flacco so much. So I hope he's great, and I hope he's the backup to Arch Manning next year, and I'll be just fine. I'll be thrilled to death.
if we can give Gabriel just a couple more inches, I know. But he works around it pretty well.
He's good. He's good, and he's smart, and he's been through it all. I'm fine with that guy. I think some people are. I think franchises sometimes pick people to be backup quarterbacks. I don't think they pick them to be starters. I think they pick a guy that's fine to be in the background, that can come in, win 1 or 2 games if your starter goes down, and that's a valuable position on a football team, I think. I don't think every time you pick a quarterback, you're thinking this guy's going to be the franchise quarterback. I don't think they do that. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I have a lot of opinions on sports.
You do.
That's about the only thing I care about. Don't even ask me about politics, because I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
care.
Better for you, better for your mental health.
I don't think so, Joe. I don't think so. I'm a wreck. When football season comes around, I'm a wreck.
Maybe it's worse in sports. So what other sports do you follow? Like, what's your...
I love, I played baseball in college, so I still love baseball, and my kids play baseball and softball. I love to watch golf and play golf. I love basketball. I wish college basketball was fun. Now it's like when we were growing up, it was way more fun because the guys were on the team for a long time. Like Patrick Ewing was on Georgetown for 3 or 4 years. That was fun. And you knew who was coming back and stuff like that. But now college basketball is not fun until March, which is fine. I'm okay with it. And the Cavs are fun to watch. So I like watching the NBA. So those are my 3: baseball, basketball, football for sure. And then golf, just because it's a good.
What about college football? Do you?
Oh, yeah. Football. All football. Okay. For sure. College football is awesome.
Ohio State?
It's awesome. Yes, for sure.
You think they're going to be all right this year?
I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
I think they'll be fine. Even if they lose a couple games. It's the first to get to 10 wins. You get to 10 wins, you make the playoffs. That's all you got to do, I think. So I think they have 3 tough games if you include Michigan. If they lose 2 of them, I'm fine with that too. As long as they get in. They showed last year, if you get in, you got a shot.
All right. Your thoughts? On college football?
Yeah, would you agree?
I watch Ohio State. I'll watch some of the prospects that are going to be in the draft to see how they do. College is just so much more fun to watch than NFL. I think NFL is so at parity team to team. There isn't, a dominating force.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that anyone can win any game, and a team 9 and 8 can rip through the playoffs like that. Like in college, most of the games, who's going to win. Almost every single game, who's going to win. It's the fun is the upsets and stuff. In the NFL, you don't even really consider them upsets.
And that's sort of like with the IROC races, where every race car driver was handed the exact same car. Right. Then it's a driver's game rather than who's got the better car or engineering or whatever.
In college, it's about the coach.
Yep.
You have a good coach, but in the NFL, it's about the quarterback. I think the NFL is just the perfect product for TV. The game, you know exactly how long the games are. They're 3 hours. You know, there's exactly enough time in between plays to run a replay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the perfect product for television. That's why it projects so well on TV, I think. Just my opinion.
All right. So we got a SpaceX launch that's happening tonight.
We do?
Do you follow any of the Elon Musk, SpaceX, NASA stuff?
What are we on? Are we?
This is test number 10.
Okay.
Test number 10.
Are there people in this one?
No. This Starship is just in testing phase, so we're just doing a couple of orbits. But that's the one that's going to Mars in 2026
with people.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're sending robots first. We're sending 10 spaceships to Mars, unloading some robots so they can start building, places to live and energy and all that kind of stuff. Are you down with? Okay, so if we go to Mars, are you going? You're staying here?
No, I don't want to go to Mars. Okay, that could be fun. I don't even like Ohio most of the time.
There's a comet that might be hurtling towards Earth and destroy us, and everybody on Earth is gone. So but if you're on Mars, you can either see how it plays out here on Earth, or you can go to Mars.
But they don't have football on Mars.
They do not have football. But they have a satellite uplink. You can watch the football games that are here. We'll still be connected.
No, like I could do like a man cave on Mars.
You could do a man cave on Mars, and nobody will be there to bother you. They're population 100. So come on.
What about these robots? What if they get too much power and then they start taking
like the Terminator approach? Like what happens if they said there's only 100 people? We can dominate these suckers.
So they're going to Mars when? Next year?
2026, the robots and payloads are going to start going. 7-month trip though, so you got to get on that Starship and travel for 7 months to get there.
I flew with the Air Force Thunderbirds one time. They come, they do the air show.
How was that?
Well, I didn't want to do it. They pick one like TV person in the market, and then they pick, I think, like a newspaper person for those people to write about it. And I think at that time they might have done us and Channel 33. I'm not sure if Jim Lowboy went up or not, but my station asked me to go, and I said I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And the general manager is a big fly guy. Like he has his own, either he has a plane or he knows how to fly a plane or whatever. He's like, you got to go. I said, I don't want to go. Matt Stone wants to go. Let him go. I don't want to go. And he's like, you got to go. And I'm like, okay. I went, and I'll never do it again, but it was, I'm glad I went. And you learn things. Like you have to go to 3 hours of training. And they're teaching you things like, now listen, you have a knife in your suit by your right ankle. If you have to eject and cut through I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? We're not ejecting. I don't even know what you're saying like right now. So we go up in these planes, and I'm with this guy, and there's 6 or 7 of these. And they look like athletes. They're like the best looking people you've ever seen. These pilots for the Thunderbirds. Even there's one female. She looks like a supermodel. The guys all look like Abercrombie models, built perfectly. And I'm in the thing with him, and they teach you have to learn how to breathe, because all that force is on your chest during these maneuvers and things like that. So he'll say. Okay, all right, here's what you do. Well, first thing you have to do, you have to clench every muscle in your body as hard as you can. Otherwise, you're going to soil yourself. I'm like, oh, all right, great. So we worked on that for a little while.
Ejecting, soiling yourself. Right. It sounds like a great pitch.
It's awesome. And then this is how you breathe. He goes, I'll say, here come the G's, which is the G force, the gravity on your chest, because you can't expand your chest once that weight is on you. You can't breathe. So he goes, okay, here's what you do. I'll say, here come the G's. You take a big breath like that. And then when you have to breathe, you go like, that's how you breathe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die up here. And these people, and then I was watching videos of other people, they pass out in like 3 seconds, and the camera's right on their face. So we go out there. He's like, here come the G's. We do a straight up in the air.
Oh, so they didn't take it easy on you. They went right to G's.
We did the maneuvers they were doing in the show.
Oh my goodness.
So we go straight up in the air like a rocket ship, and then like a backflip, and then we go out and we go hundreds of miles out to Pennsylvania. And we're driving out there, and I'm joking with the guy, and I'm like, hey, have you ever seen a UFO? You know, stuff like that, just joking around. And the plane like is tilted like this, like we're flying like this. He's like, hey, do you have your knee on that throttle thing over there? I'm like, yeah, I do. As a matter, it had, you know, the thing in Top Gun where they switched the guns, like that thing. My knee was up against it, and I was controlling the plane from the back. Like, why is that on? Turn that off. He goes, we're not allowed
controls.
We're not allowed. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I can control the plane from back here. He goes, yeah, if something happens to me, I'm like, we're done. We're done for. So we went out and we did all the maneuvers. I didn't throw up.
No soiling.
Almost.
No ejecting.
A couple times. There was one, you go down, we were almost done. You go down in, and then you're going by these pine trees, and they're flying by you super duper fast. And then you were supposed to go up, and then you were going to fall in this thing. And as we were going down and those things were flying by me, I started to get a little bit sick. He's like, all right, we got to stop. We got to stop. I go, good. Because where am I throwing up in the outfit? I'm like, well, that's good. And then he goes, do you want to do a 9G turn before we go home? I'm like, he goes, that's as much as this plane can handle. I'm like, okay. That was done. I didn't want to do it anymore. So we did this turn. It was awful, but I did it. And then we went home. And then on the way home, I threw up. As we were getting ready to land, I threw up.
Did you stay conscious the entire time? No blackouts?
No, I was okay. Everything was fine, but I did get sick at the end on the way home, but not during the maneuvers, which was exciting. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want to go to Mars.
So that trip would probably exceed what you would experience. With
I think there's a lot more G-forces going to space.
More speed, more G's. Yeah. So. And it's 7 months. If you don't like it, like it's not like you.
Is that how long it is? It's not like
7
a week?
months. No, it's 7 months to get there.
No, that's not true.
Speaking of what,
do they shower?
I'm sure they'll have a little shower pod on the trip.
You would think,
and just hope you get sent off with people you get along with, because that's a long trip with a bunch of jerks. Right?
No peppers and oil.
No peppers and oil.
I don't know what you're doing all those 7
MREs.
months.
That's all you get on this trip.
Oh my god.
So speaking of UFOs, you have an interest in those? I mean, what's your first question to the pilot?
I was waiting for him to say it's classified or something like that, and he kind of danced around it a little bit. But,
did he? There might be some information in his.
I believe in all that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we're a little short-sighted to think we're the only people in the universe, or the only beings in the universe than that. But I don't know. The sightings are amazing. Some of the stuff you see.
Have you ever seen a UFO?
Not me.
Okay.
Have you?
Oh yeah, I got good video footage of one.
What?
That danced right over my house.
What part of town?
Out in Poland.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Recently?
Maybe a year ago.
Nighttime?
Daytime? Nighttime.
They never come in the daytime. You never see them in the daytime.
You don't see them in the daytime.
Why is that?
I think they're smart. They keep themselves concealed.
Well, they're smarter than us.
Yeah, for sure. Right over my house there. I was outside in the driveway taking the trash down. I looked up, and there was this it was a light bar, and it was tumbling forward. It looked like a pill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But instead of flying like a plane does, it was tumbling across the sky. So I whipped out my phone, and it was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I got when we're done.
For sure.
Wow.
So there is that comet that is coming real close to Earth, and it's traveling faster than normal rocks do through our solar system. It's only going to come, within 250 million miles of Earth. So it's probably not going to hit us. Probably.
Okay.
Low potential.
We're not on high alert yet.
Right. But because there's some anomalies with it, people are saying that maybe it's a comet or it's made to look like a comet, but it's really a spacecraft coming here, and we might get an alien invasion. Thoughts on that? Just with limited information.
That seems odd. Like we're tracking it now.
We are but it's due to get close to Earth somewhere between mid-November and mid-December. So get your affairs in order now, because if it does happen,
right around Thanksgiving,
and it'll make it a little period. I was doing the trajectory and the speeds, and my guess is December 19th.
Oh, you got your own guess.
That's my own guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been tracking it too. I like paying attention to
I
this
don't
kind of
think if you were on a trip and you were going somewhere and you could track it, like, okay, we're going to Detroit. You're going to stop halfway. These people were just tracking them for years, and they're never going to stop.
They never
or
make a stop.
Course.
No, they never do. They're just in a straight line.
It seems more like a comet then.
But what if they're in cryogenic freeze and it's on autopilot?
Boy, you got some good ideas. What if they're not though?
I don't know. I don't know what it's like to do interstellar travel. It's on autopilot for sure.
All right.
And when it gets close, you might get some movements around here.
I don't know. You're buying that?
No, it's just a possibility. I'm just entertaining it.
Yeah, when you're brainstorming, there's no wrong answers.
Right. And like you said, if the universe is so big that it's more likely to have other beings out there, why wouldn't they travel and come see us?
That I believe. I just don't think I don't think we can track them like that. I think they're a little more stealth, like you said. I think they're smart.
And, I think the first couple rounds. Now, do you believe they've already been here?
Aliens?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They've already visited?
I would think the pyramids. I mean, come on. They don't have machines. I would think somebody helped them.
They got the technology from
or move those giant rocks somehow.
For sure.
Yeah, I would think that makes sense to me. I don't know if it's true or not, but that makes sense to me. So yes, I feel like aliens have been here in the past. And there's a million sightings. And then you look at those hieroglyphics and you can see that they saw something.
Absolutely.
They drew about it. Thank goodness. So
yeah, and a lot of people are suspicious that the oceans might hide some of these cities of aliens because we haven't explored much of the oceans.
They are deep and dark.
They're
hard to explore.
And some of those pilots, so they're flying over the oceans, they'll spot something diving into the ocean and going deep.
Really?
Yeah.
You have
But I think like if we were visiting another world, we wouldn't really send our people there. We would send like a probe or a robot or something like that. So maybe when this comet shows up, we don't get to see the green men come out. Maybe it's just a bunch of machines that are here to take soil samples or whatever.
Could be. Or people samples.
Right?
They can just grab one of us.
A little abduction going. How the hell did we get on aliens?
I don't know. I blame you. I blame you.
So yeah, in your career, where you headed next? Are you happy where you're going? Is there a pinnacle?
The jobs I have now, I just love. And this sounds dumb, but you've been in a newsroom before, a TV newsroom, newspaper newsroom. I'm sure they don't have windows. So for years, and there's a reason for that. If you want to do like a live report at your desk or something, the light coming in is a different color light than the lights of the fluorescent lights, and it screws the camera up. So there's a reason newsrooms don't have windows. But for like 30 years, I never had a window at work, and I have this gorgeous window. It looks out onto the golf course. There's a fountain. There's flowers, and I never take that for granted. Like I love going to work and just soaking all that in. Other people are like, yeah, it's a window, but I'm thrilled to death, like every single day. So I love the job there. I love going out and meeting with the people like that are there, asking them where they're from. How do you find out about the Grand Resort? Things like that. If we could do anything better. Selling memberships, making people happy. I love doing that. And I still get my TV fix with Lauren and doing our shows and stuff. So I still do some high school football games on the side. Every playoff time, Spectrum Cable will ask if I want to do a couple games for $100 or whatever. And yeah, sometimes I like doing that. So I'm happy. My kids are growing up. My son's a senior. My daughter's a sophomore. They're fantastic. And I like hanging out with them. So I have no complaints at all. None. I like where I'm at. And now I'm ready to wind it down and maybe go somewhere warmer someday. That's what I would like to do. But my mom,
just in case I have to recruit somebody to go to Mars with me, I want to make sure that
I'm going to pass. That's a hard
pass. It's warm there. It's warm on Mars.
How is it warm? It's further from the sun than we are.
Oh, it's warm because they have no atmosphere to deflect any of the. You'll get irradiated, and at night it's like negative something Celsius. So it gets cold at night, but in the daytime it's nice and warm.
Oh,
100 plus degrees every day.
I think if you worked on the food part a little bit, I might be more interested.
Okay,
but right now,
we'll plant potatoes. We'll do gardening. we'll be good.
Like
good
Matt Damon.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, that's good.
Marissa says, "Hey, Mike." Luke says, "Fun fact: Mike Case was an influence on me while I was an intern at WFMJ. What I'm saying is this is all Mike's fault."
Yeah, we've had some really. That's one cool thing about being in TV is you have all the interns and getting to know them a little bit and helping them a little bit or coaching them or just shooting the bull with them. I loved doing that.
Luke's interested in getting an intern for coffee running services. I mean, is that a fair use of interns? Do you think?
We never did it, but one time when I was in Akron. I went to a school called John Carroll up in Cleveland. And in that area, there's this sandwich they had called the Polish Boy. and it was like a kielbasa sandwich, and on the top of it you would put fries, coleslaw, and barbecue sauce, like a hot barbecue sauce. And it's on the east side of Cleveland. That's kind of a big thing. And we had an intern that lived up there that would come to the TV station. Her name was Holly Strano, who was on TV for decades in Cleveland. And so we made her one time bring us sandwiches from the place, and she was not happy about it, but everybody loved it. Like, she brought about 15 of these giant hoagies in, but I've never sent an intern for coffee or anything like that. But if they ever brought in cookies, I did like that.
Yeah, Luke would definitely abuse an intern. There's no doubt about it.
Was he on your team?
Yeah, he comes.
We had Isaac, right?
He and Isaac, yeah.
They were good. They did a good job in that softball game.
They did. They were powerful. Isaac. He talked a lot of smack before that game. He did, and then he pulled me aside and said, "We're going to get killed. We're going to get destroyed." And I said, "I know, because some of these guys it's a little harder for them to walk and run and throw and catch and stuff." You guys had some professional softball players on your team, though. We had a girl. How was that even fair? Yeah, we had a girl from Slippery Rock University. And I said, "What position do you play?" And she said, "I play center field for Slippery Rock." I'm like, "This is great. We'll put you out there." She dropped 3 fly balls. Did she really? What the heck? Come on, man. Somebody paid her off. Your team must suck. Doubt. Somebody got to her. Or that. Yeah, the girl from Youngstown Clothing was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we had a good top of the lineup there. Then once you got to me, that was about. Well, you play first, right? I said, I was talking to Boom. Do you ever talk to Boom Boom? Yeah. He talks 1,000 miles an hour. He certainly does. Like, Mike. Funny you should say that. Mike. And I'm like, all right, I can play anywhere you want. Just don't make me pitch, because I can't do it. And Derek was really good at it, which was great. Derek Steyer. And I said, I'm left-handed, so I have a first baseman. So, all right, we'll put you in first base. We had Joey over there. He can't catch. We'll put him in right field. You go to first base. And I said, all right, I'll just go to first base. But then after a while, I wanted Josh Fortetic to play first base, so he got to play a little bit. And then I went in the outfield, and whatever they needed me, I didn't really care. But that game went too long. We don't need nine inning games in 90-degree heat. We just don't. That was too much. Long. It was too much for me. I was soaked. I was soaking wet, and I didn't even run much. If we do another one, are you going to do it? Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. Cool. I will tell you. All right. Well, why don't you tell everybody where to find you if they want to look you up and catch your stuff? Yeah. If valleyspotlight.com is a great place. Facebook, Instagram, we're all over that. If you have a story idea, we would love it. That would be cool. We could put it on the show. And then Avalon Golf and Country Club for memberships and just coming out and hanging out and having fun. I love it there. I hope other people do too. It's super inexpensive and it's perfect for the area. So those are my 2 spots. You can get a hold of me anytime. Beautiful. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you coming in. Anytime. Did we go too long? I feel like we went. No, that was good. That was good. We got to talk about aliens. Come on. It was a perfect interview. It's right in your wheelhouse. All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook.